ShadowBanjo, and today I'm going to show you how to make the Odst drop pod, like I said. Last tutorial, yeah, so I'll just delete the ship, and I'll just start splitting it apart. Okay, so like a genius, I've split it up into smaller, simpler parts. Let's start with the back first, seeing as it looks the easiest. Okay, so let's put it over here so you can see it better. Pretty straightforward, just 3 cubes with wedge corners around it. You know, make it round and then just put a wedge on top. Quite simple. Okay, where should I put it? Okay, let's put it in the back, because it's the back of the ship. Okay, then for the second bit, get 4 L panels, 2 on each side of a wedge, and underneath that you get 2 wedges and a cube, and underneath that you get 2 cubes and a sinker to add some weight. Then you just smooth it off with some wedge corners, and put some springs underneath the cubes. They might not be attached yet, but it doesn't matter. 2 cubes and a super fuel, and then some wedge corners in this sort of round shape. And don't forget to have a tow bar there. So you just grab that chunk and you put it in front of there. Quite easy. Okay, now for the next piece, start off with 2 wedges and 2 cubes like this in a T, and then a wedge and 2 cubes on each side like that. And then underneath you're going to get jets with wedges underneath, like so. And do that on each side. And make sure you have a sinker underneath. Then you get a super seat. It's a super seat with a detacher on the front. Make sure the detacher's there on the lower part of the seat. And if my controller will let me, you want to put it there. So the springs and the tow bars have space. And for the front, just get 4 L panels again, 2 on each side of a wedge, and underneath the L panels put wedges, and just more wedges and some corners, and yeah, more wedges, and a little more corners. And just grab that face and put it on front there. So that's the drop pod bit. Let's go for the detachable door. I might seem to rush through this, but you know, if you take your time on it, it's not that hard. I'll just start off with 3 L panels on top like that, and then get an L panel, a normal L panel, and a windscreen. I'll show you how it's done. Just a minute. Yeah, so it's upside down. So just do that for the top bit. Do the same underneath, but instead of normal panels, have T panels, and have the windscreen the other way around. Have a normal panel, 2 normal panels, and a T pole. And then underneath the T pole, have a T panel with L poles on each side. And then on the back you just have a pole with a tow bar, and then poles with L panels, like little arms. Okay, and you just slot that in there where it can fit, right there. So the detacher's attached to the T pole and the tow bar's connected. So when the detacher detaches, the tow bars keep the door on. And then when you land, you hold the tow bars and you use the springs to boost the door off. Okay, so this is pretty easy. All it is a detacher, 2 fuels, you know, 2 tow bars, a T-panel, and 4 balloons. And, you know, just put that on top. No brainer. Okay, for the ship, you know, just make a simple one. You know, connect the tow bars first, and then you don't copy me. You know, you can if you want, but you know, you don't have to do exactly as I'm doing right now. You know, just make a little ship. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, never mind. Thought I was being smart then, but never mind. Okay, you know, make sure the drop pod has a little hole area where it can drop through. For the top to drop through. Yeah, so it's like all the way around. The reason I didn't really make my ship as, you know, amazing as most people's is because, well, I think you don't really drive this vehicle for the ship, you just drive it so you can drop down in a very nice drop pod or something, you know, whatever. I'm not really fussed about the ship, there's no point being. If you are copying this, make sure to put the jets equally spaced out, otherwise it doesn't look like as well. Yeah, put the super fuel, delete a cube for the super fuel. You'll understand when I put the trays down. Yeah, if I put the super fuel in front of the jet, the tray wouldn't fit. So, if you want, you just round it off with wedges. You can put corners on it, but I can't be bothered for the sake of recording time. One thing I would suggest if you're making this ship, put wheels on the bottom, because then it doesn't straight away damage the drop pod as soon as you go out of the garage. Stupid controller. Yep, so that's it, pretty much done. Painting it, you know, you can just paint it all black, but because I'm fussy, I will paint the inside silver. You can do so too if you want. You know, just add a little more depth to it. Doesn't make it seem as if it's just being put together and then painted all black. You get what I mean. Okay, so yeah, that's it, pretty much done. Using it, it is not the easiest drop pod to use, but I'll give you a straightforward tutorial on it. Pretty much, you just fly to the top, get to a suitable height, make sure you have the tow bars, detachers and balloons selected. Doesn't have to be in that order. Look on the mini-map. You see where I'm flying over these dunes. It's usually best to drop over there because of my drop pod, it doesn't bounce very well. So you use tow bars to detach, hold balloons, use detacher, land considerably cleanly, make sure you're straight up, hold tow bars, and then use springs, and that's how you use the drop pod. Yeah, well, thanks for watching. It's been really nice doing tutorials, but you know, it is getting a bit tedious. I'm sorry I've let down some people, but I will be making videos and they'll be a lot more useful. So this is ShadowBanjo signing out for the last tutorial, and I will see you next time.